As part of efforts to increase awareness on the critical role of market data in making sound investment decisions on both the buy and sell sides, the Nigerian Stock Exchange hosted its second edition of the Market Data Workshop. This is specifically designed for investors, market data aggregators, exchanges, regulators, government agencies, dealing members, telecommunication companies, and the capital market ecosystem at large. Focusing on the theme, Market Data, the Bedrock of Wealth Creation. The Executive Director, Market Operations and Technology of the NSE, Mr. Ade Bajomo, gave a presentation on the market game changers.
Straightforward data will no longer be the game changer. It is those who can take that data and now start applying some really good insights into areas such as client onboarding, FAQs. You must have heard the term bots, and you will see a lot of that coming into the market and doing things smarter, better, specialized really. And if you think what I'm talking is sci-fi, there are actually companies in the market beginning to do that today as well really. The other area which you're going to start seeing a lot of people invest in is robo-advisors. And you might think again, robo-advisors are things of the future. No, there are actually a lot of firms making initial discovery, initial investment decisions today in the market. And there are lots of established firms around the world leveraging on robo-advisors. And robo-advisors have huge advantages. They have the disadvantages as well. We all know about Knight, the firm that went under. Yeah, doing a lot of clever stuff on algos. But robo-advisors have at least 3 unique advantages over us humans. One is that robots or computers, smart computers, they're much faster. They have a bigger memory. They can hold an inordinate amount of data than we all can. And guess what? They have no emotions. They will just tell you the way it is without any emotions. Yeah, based on data. They will go back 10 years, and if you say you want to buy security X, they will tell you 10 years ago, this is what happened. Yeah, yesterday, this is what happened. So get no emotions out of it. Are you really sure you really want to buy it? Or, great idea. The information looks great. They won't replace humans, but they're going to start augmenting our humans. In fact, the development is going to get to a point that people are going to start arguing amongst themselves. The competition will get to a point where you'll be saying and you'll be selling the fact that you offer technologies that is based on unbiased, clean, huge, vast amount of data analytics that is very relevant and specific to your customer requirements. The next one I want to talk about is on blockchains and distributed ledger technology. Like I said, what is a blockchain? Most people will tell you it's Bitcoin, but that's too simple. It's superficial to just think it's Bitcoin. Blockchain is basically a network of distributed databases in this most simplistic term, and it has 5 components to it. The first component is that database allows you to identify assets and the ownership of assets. You tell me every database does that. So it does that very well. Yeah, the fundamental of a database. The second aspect of it is that it's a universal ledger. So basically the records of ownerships and transactions relating to ownerships is kept in that blockchain. The third theme is around mobile trading and smart apps. And with mobile trading, what you will see there is that you can't ignore mobility. The landscape will continue to deepen. Well over 50% of global internet traffic is now on mobile phones. Yeah, there are 5.1 billion people with phones around the world now, and that's going to keep growing. And in Nigeria, as you know, over 80% of web access is via the smartphone. So if you're going to distribute, you have to distribute it on a smartphone. If you're going to distribute market data, if you're going to provide market services, if you're going to provide fintech services, that's the only platform. Now, the final technology that is absolutely important to us is cloud computing. With cloud computing, within 5 minutes, it will have access to some of the best security. It will have access to unbelievable amount of computing power, far higher than what his limited server can give. It will have access to the best infrastructure. So it doesn't have to worry about 24/7. It doesn't have to worry about internet or whatever. And it can pay for it on a pay-as-you-go basis. So instead of having to have invested 10 million naira doing all of those stuff I've just spoken to you about, it can just spend the equivalent, quite bluntly, of 10,000 naira. And in 10 minutes' time, he's run his application or he's tested his algo. And he said, yep, this is great. I'm going to do this or not. That's the power cloud computing brings. So now think of it. You now have unbelievable sources of data and amount of data. You have an unbelievable amount of computing power. And you're going to see the computing power change into quantum computing as quantum computing gets stronger. And the cost of quantum computing is only going to be affordable by cloud providers because of the technologies involved in there. Yeah. So you add all of those together with big data analytics and machine learning, and you start seeing the power of computing, and you can start seeing the power of market data and how all of those technologies together can combine to really, really make the market very, very different to what we know today.
It also featured panel sessions like the discourse on leveraging market data to drive high-end returns and a presentation on extending market horizon through fintech.
The fourth industrial revolution, this technology and data promises to enhance and unlock so much potential for all of humanity. Yet we are dealing with fundamental things like education, healthcare. And so how do we find a balance between this revolution being a leapfrog moment for all of us? Lagos State has a lot of data on its citizens. Organizations are inundated with it, but how do you translate that into items that make sense? So one of the items we are very, very proud of at Thomson Reuters is land registration and the ability to digitalize records. And that's a partnership with Lagos State. We've done it with the city of Cape Town, and it's a huge focus for us because as you digitize records, it gives people certainty in terms of property. Property is the #1 wealth generator worldwide for most citizens. That investment that grows over time. And to give people the certainty in that registration is absolutely fundamental. So it's a huge pillar for us. But that is an example of how digital can take information, make that data available, and empower the public sector to be more effective, but also empower private citizens.
The CEO of the NSE, Mr. Oscar Onyema, speaks on the essence of the workshop.
The essence is to show the connection between market data and durable wealth creation. So showing market participants how the use of market data can assist in making wise investment decisions. And indeed, nobody should make an investment without really understanding the dynamics behind the investment they're making, and market data facilitates that. You know, the fourth industrial revolution really is talking about the digital age and how business models are evolving to take advantage of emerging technologies such as the Internet of Things, cloud technology, distributed registers, which some people call blockchain, and the like. So the stock exchange is positioning itself to be able to provide these services to our investors. So you can get access to market data through the NSE X Cloud, for example. You can get access to our market data to do analytics. We are beginning to look at big data and how you can use big data to make investment decisions across asset classes. And so we think that the fourth industrial revolution provides opportunities and challenges, and we must embrace the change. We must leapfrog. If you look at Nigeria, for example, we have not really fully deployed our capabilities in the second and the third industrial revolution. So the only way we can catch up in the fourth is to leapfrog. And because of the advances we have made in technology, we can deploy the same level of leapfrogging that we've done in telecoms, in the banking space, also in the capital market space.
As Nigeria's population continues to expand, the quest for wealth creation in the country increases daily. Through market data, the capital market ecosystem has a great opportunity to leverage collaborations that can transform the market landscape and achieve inclusive economic growth.